You know what's funny is that you can very. I used to do this with my friends a lot. Is that you kind of identify people's like personality by their car,
Of
and,
course,
and it's very linked.
Because it's such an important decision. It's a important purchase decision. Like it's not you're buying an iPhone, which is still an important decision for most people. You know, iPhone. You're
Not for
buying
us, though, right?
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
So
is it good?
take 26 or 3.
Là, 24 sur 7, action.
18.
Yes. You guys have fun. All right.
Welcome to another day.
All right, we just got back from advertising. All right, guys. So thank you for being here. We are on another episode of Another Day in Paradise. I am with Reda and Sad. Quick thing, you can now find us on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcast?
And as well as as well as
big leagues.
Yeah, I know. We're getting professionals here. So we are also on Instagram. I will put the link. We decided to start picking up the pace and being more presence and dropping a little more content.
Men's becoming international.
Yeah. Men's not hot. Men's not hot. 2 + 2 is 4.
Yeah, that's the number of our phone.
No, but I'm just saying 2 + 2 is 4. So
so
Quick math.
quick math.
quick math. All right.
So, quick thing. What does men's not hot? What does he mean by men's not hot?
Because he's wearing a jacket during
But does it have a significance maybe for British English? Like,
Yeah, I think it's like
I'm cool or
I'm
something?
cold.
I'm cool? Maybe I don't
cool.
know. Anyway.
I'm too cool to be hot.
Yeah,
so
maybe.
I'm
Yeah,
so cool that I
yeah.
need to wear a jacket to
Yeah.
kind of compensate for my coolness.
If
I don't
anybody knows, just let us
But
know in the
it's,
comments. That would
genius
be,
guy. If you're watching us, I don't know. I like what you do.
The 2 + 2 is 4. If any
Minus
of you,
one.
yeah.
Is 3.
So, I think a really cool subject that we could talk about. We started talking about off mic, and you both of you guys are looking to buy a car,
Yes.
and kind of like you are in the market of probably buying a car.
Yes.
Okay, so the thing is, cars in Morocco are, if you had one word to describe cars in Morocco, expensive?
It doesn't even start to cover it, bro.
Expensive,
Probably
right?
you need more words.
Like, basically, we're talking about a country that has, lower salaries, lower, basically,
Cost of living, etc.
cost of living is
yeah,
lower,
absolutely.
everything about that. Whoa.
Yeah, just don't touch that. Yeah.
And
you go.
when it comes to cars, you almost pay double the price of Europe or the US,
Yeah.
which is mind blowing.
Yeah, it is a little crazy. That's true.
But why is that? Is it just like
Taxes?
Taxes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taxes and you know what the even crazier part is that it's not even considered that much of a luxury, like middle class, lower middle class.
It's a necessity, almost. For
But
most
for
people.
that price, man, like basically the most basic new car that you can get on the market is the price of a very nice car in the US or in Europe,
Yeah.
which is like I have trouble understanding that.
No, it's true. Like, we do have to make something clear. Like, we in Morocco, we watch a lot of French TV, so we watch a lot of French advertising. And when we see like French brands and like selling for like a brand new car for $12,000 or 12,000 euros, sorry. And here it's like double that. Like, we wish we could buy it for that price. And then when we go to our car dealer here, it's like,
You watch the French
Yeah,
television?
you watch
You gotta eat.
All right.
No, the prices here are, it's like the same price, but for a used car.
But is it
They
more
buy a new car.
expensive to buy it here than to buy it and
bring it over?
Yeah, bring it over.
No,
More or less the same
taxes,
price.
Yeah, it will add up.
You're just gonna
add
have
up.
hassle, more hassle because
So the
basically-
dealership goes through the same thing, but at scale, and they do that for you.
I'm not sure how much the dealership get the cars for, but I think they make a solid margin. But
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I hope for them.
like I don't think they go through the hustle of like paying that much taxes, etc. Like they can sell it for less, in my opinion. They just everybody agrees to sell for a price, so it's like that's the market. So why would they sell for cheaper?
But is
They
it a
can
market
sell for
where if you know a salesperson at the dealership, you can get
10%?
Okay.
That's their cut. I heard because
Yeah,
when I bought my car, I had a quick story. I'm sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
quick story. I wanted to buy my car when I got back from the US, and the car dealership was right in front of my parents' house where I was staying at the time. And I go down one day, and I was in my pajamas, kind of like home clothes. Let's put it this way. I didn't put an effort
Very
because
comfortable.
they were gonna close at noon. So I was rushing like 10 off. I was like rushing down. I didn't have time to like prep and get ready, whatever. So I just wanted to look at the cars. I went downstairs. The dealer was like very like it's a,
he was like, "What the fuck do you want?"
look, like it's a Mercedes car dealer. Pretty nice cars.
Fancy.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Fancy
So
schmancy.
so I go there and I'm like, you know, in my sandals and whatever, like t-shirt or who lost shape, etc. But and colors, etc. So I go down, I start checking out cars, and the cars are open usually. So I go inside, I sit because I want to see I want to
I
see
can
if I
imagine the
fit.
picture.
Exactly. I want to see if I fit because I'm a big guy.
Yeah, you gotta.
And I want to see if I'm comfortable, if the seats are not too tight, if I'm not claustrophobic inside the car. I'm not going to pay that much money for a car that doesn't fit me. So anyways, I go in and I start checking out the cars very comfortably. And the guy is like, yeah, can I help you? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just checking out cars. And he said, all right, Fatima, can you take care of that guy? And literally he said, that guy in front of me. Like he was like 4 or 5 meters from me. And Fatima came. She was super nice. She explained everything to me. I had a few questions that were a little bit technical, and she knew from the get-go that I did some research, that I'm not saying, oh, do you have other colors? No, I said, okay.
These are the models.
Exactly. I heard there was a model of like this. Do you do this? Do you do that? Anyways, long story short, I come back ready to buy. And Fatima has been on the phone with me, sending me infos and etc., preparing the paperwork, etc. When I wanted to buy, the guy who was a salesman, but he was there, he was her senior pretty much, said, don't worry, I'll take care of the sale.
Of course.
And I said, yeah, no way, Jose.
No, I don't want that guy. I don't want that guy.
Exactly.
Get me fatty.
And I said, and my mom kind of knew the owner of the dealership, like the dealership owner. And I said, do you remember me? And he said, yeah, hi, how are you? Oh, this is a really nice car, really nice car. I said, yeah, but do you remember me though? He said, yeah, I remember you. You came and we helped you. I said, no. We didn't help me. Fatima helped me. And long story short, I was actually coming inside the store and she called me and she said, this is my baby crying, right? Yeah, that's all right.
No.
No?
She's cheering.
Cheering for us. Anyways, so literally at the door, I call her and I say, I have all the paperwork. I'm stepping in right now. And she said, oh, actually, they fired me. I left because I wanted to keep the sale.
Mm-hmm.
And
No way.
He said, no, I will take it. And he always does this, quick hand. Like he always does this trick. I do all the heavy lifting, and at the end he closes the deals and he takes a little bit. And sometimes he gives me like an envelope of 500 dirhams or something, like nothing, peanuts. So, and he takes like $1,000 or $2,000. So I'm like, yeah, I'm fed up of this. The salary is too low and I can't live off of this guy. So handout. So I'm not gonna do this. So I left. And then I go in and I said, do you remember me? He said, yeah, I remember you. It's a really nice car. Of course, Mr. Sifiani. Yes, my mom was there actually with them. And I said, yeah, but do you remember me? Where is Fatima? She said, well, she's not here today. I said, okay, is she going to be here tomorrow? No, probably not. She took some time off. I said, I just had her on the phone. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I said, I want to do the deal with her or I'm not buying it here. Long story short, my mom was like, "What are you doing? What are you talking about?" I said,
Stick it.
"Listen, this is what happened. This is what happened. Oh, come on, like, okay, don't be so difficult. Just buy it because."
Well, it's a
Anyways,
question of principles.
question
you know,
of
like-
principle.
Yeah.
And you know, Mercedes, I can buy it in Casablanca, in Rabat, in Fes, in Meknes, I can buy it anywhere. Like, it's not like it's only here in Meknes. Meknes is a rather small town, and I
Yeah.
would get probably a better service in Rabat or Casablanca, where I lived Rabat. But anyways, so yeah, the other thing that's frustrating about buying a new car is you cannot drive them and try them out.
No?
It's possible, but it's not common.
Yeah,
Very rare. It's
not
like you're
common.
asking
Like,
him
I
for a
was-
big favor.
I was planning to actually go and try out a few cars.
That's not as
First of
easy
all, you're
as it
gonna have a
is.
trial if you're close to buying. You're not gonna just go
to
and
shop.
say, "Oh, I'm gonna try this one and this one. Maybe can we try this one?" No.
No, I mean, you go in with an attitude like, I'm getting this now.
Yeah.
I just didn't decide yet. I just need to try it.
Yeah,
and if
yeah,
I
yeah.
like it, I'll buy it. Any salesperson would probably like give in to
Listen,
that.
but the dealerships,
Here
they
it's
don't
particular.
have they don't have like
Everything is.
the habit of like giving people like you know how do you call
But
it?
I guess
Like
it's
the-
trust.
No, of course it's trust. No,
Yeah.
they would like I did try mine,
Yeah.
but not in Meknes. They don't have a car that they would let
Oh,
people.
okay.
So only in Rabat and big cities. So in Rabat I tried it. Then I went back to Meknes and I bought it, which the guy in Rabat hated it. But it's a story for another day. He's like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, I said, "Yeah," but Fatima gave me a killer deal, and that's why I said 10%. Or 6%, 7%, somewhere around
Yeah.
that, like more like 10%,
Yeah.
and that's the commission that they make.
Okay.
And that's why I know that she only kept like 3 or 4%, and I took the 7% off.
Yeah.
And the guy in Rabat, he's like, "Yeah, I'll give you, you know, the beep beep beep, the rear parking
yeah.
assist," which I hate. I said no. But anyway, I said, "Give me money. I don't want this Alibaba shit." So like, okay, he said, "No, it's really good. It helps you park." Dude, he has a camera. What are you talking about? I'm not
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
have the
on top, like a third-party thing.
Like,
Oh, my
you
God.
know, he had it laying
my
laying
God.
over in his on his desk. He's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, let me give you that." So, cars are expensive. It's true that you can negotiate.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm sure the dealer has a margin and he can scrap some dollars off or some dirhams off of his margin. But usually, the salespeople also knock down a few dirhams because they take it out of their share.
Okay, yeah.
So, what kind of cars are you looking for? Like more.
Well, it's tough. Like I would normally get a small car, but I'm a big guy, not
Yeah,
as big
yeah,
as you.
yeah,
But we
yeah,
are
yeah.
comparable. We
Yeah.
can't fit in most cars.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like a small SUV.
Yeah,
something
compact
that can get
SUVs are the
me
shit,
around. Like especially in Morocco, there's a lot of off-road to be done.
True.
And some surfing and some equipment to carry and stuff like that. I mean, I guess I'm getting old and starting to have those thinking, those type of needs.
Yeah.
But yeah, compact SUV and one that I can drive in Casablanca, which means it needs to not be an emotional buy.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Because that's the thing. Like every time you buy a car, and that's what we talked about yesterday. Is it's like there is a one side that is like
There's the
desire,
reason
like what
side
you
and
want,
the
etc.
passion
And
side.
there is one side that is more reasonable.
The pragmatic side, yeah.
It needs to be a balance. Like you cannot just buy an economically logic car, like to buy a boring car. You have to make it fun
Yeah,
too.
it's still like the modern horse, you know. You're gonna ride it every day, and it's like part of your costume or whatever you're wearing. So a guy that likes to dress well, and you're coming out of a dirty, ugly car, I'm sure, I don't care, I don't judge, but I'm sure you're not gonna feel as great.
I do.
You can. No, but I
Yeah.
mean, it identifies you.
It has to. It has to.
Yeah,
be
of
part
Sometimes
of your
in good,
personality.
sometimes in bad,
Sure.
but like it does identify you. You know, like somebody stepping out of a Ferrari, what kind of mentality they have. What
True.
is somebody coming out of a black Mercedes in Morocco. What type of
wink, wink, wink.
You know what's funny is that you can I used to do this with my friends a lot. Is that you kind of identify people's like
Personality.
personality buy their car,
Of
and,
course,
and it's very linked.
Because it's such an important decision. It's a important purchase decision. Like it's not you're buying an iPhone, which is still an important decision for most people. You know, iPhone. You're
Not for
buying,
us, though, right?
Let me see around the table. Yeah, not for us.
Not for us, right?
But you see, not for us anywhere else in the world. In Morocco, man, it's buying a car is as big as a deal as buying an apartment almost.
It's a big commitment. True.
But if you ask
Like
most guys, I don't know about the girl side of that. I'm not aware. But for most guys, it's like comparably important to choosing a girlfriend, not a wife, but like to having somebody in your life.
That's true.
Know, because
That's true.
it's like it's
In
present.
a way. Yeah. So I think the only nuance that I would put there is if you don't have a lot of money, then it's more like a reasonable buy than you know, like a feeling or like you I just love this car. But when I think I'm more judgmental in a way with people where money is not an issue and they choose to buy a very expensive but shitty car. Like, you know, honestly, all those Lamborghini Aventador, etc. Listen, I judge you. I'm sorry, because it's very expensive.
Well,
it's not. It's like a very show-off car.
There's a nuance.
If you buy a nice Tesla,
if
I'm
you
like,
buy an
this is the guy.
Aventador because you're a fan of cars and you take it to the racetrack and it's like your weekend
Nobody
hobby
does.
and whatever. Most of people don't.
Most people don't,
I
for
agree.
sure.
But like, I have a question just to get back to the local topic. Is that for you? What would be like? You know, when you buy a car and you have like settlements, monthly settlements, whatever. What would be a good percentage of your revenue to go towards your car?
It's a good question.
I know the rent should be around 33% of your income.
I would
Yeah.
say
Like joint
lower
income, if
you
you're a
can,
husband
but
and wife,
yeah.
like it should be roughly 33%. It shouldn't like your rent should not cost you like 75%.
It not should be. It shouldn't exceed 30%.
Yeah,
True,
yeah, yeah.
true.
Yeah.
But how about a car?
Well, from my point of view, if we follow that logic, I wouldn't go above 10%.
I would say more like 20%.
Man, how can you live? The place where you live is 30% and your car is 20%.
So it's roughly 50% for the car, which are the two main expenses. And then food is cheap in Morocco.
I still feel it's a lot.
Utilities are not that expensive either. So
But
I think you would be comfortable with 50%
A car
off.
is also a living space in some ways.
True.
And if you're somebody that like, if you like to travel a lot, you like to drive a lot, you would give it a bigger importance.
Yeah.
You'll get a better car.
Or if you drive for work,
yeah,
like
yeah.
you have to go see clients, then
Yeah.
you cannot show up with a beat up car. No matter what you say, the car has a
okay,
role.
so if I ask the question this way, where I said, how many, like comparably to your rent, how much should you put in your car? You would say more or less the same?
No, I would say 50% of the rent. Like whatever, if I rent for
That's crazy, man.
$1,000, I would rent for.
if you really love cars, or if you just want a
but
car from to take
I'm
from
just
point A to
talking
point
about
B.
norm. To give you an example, my sister lives in Switzerland, right?
Nice.
Yeah, man. And I think her rent is somewhere around.
Let's not share too much about
No, just to give you an example. Like Switzerland is a very expensive country, by the way, so don't get fooled by numbers. But like she has something like 3.5K a month apartment, right? Her car, she pays I think 600 a month.
Yeah.
And she has a nice car.
Yeah.
Like I'm not talking like entry level car. Like it's a good, nice, not
Mid-range, yeah.
Range Rover and stuff, but it's a nice car.
Yeah.
She's paying $600 for it, which is roughly 1/5 of her rent.
Yeah.
Here in Morocco,
Yeah. That
do you
doesn't
know
get
what
much.
you get
It
for?
doesn't get you much for sure.
1/5 of
Let's
your
say
rent?
you take a nice apartment, right? 3-bedroom apartment in one of the best neighborhoods of the city. You're around 12K maximum if
Yeah.
you have like the craziest apartment, right? Let's give it like a 10K mark. You know what you get with 3 or 4K a month settlement for a car? You get like the entry level small cars.
I disagree. Like 3,000 dirhams.
I'm talking to you with not like having a big apport, like a big down payment. Before it, like if you're advancing 20%, you're not getting shit.
No, you're not getting shit. You need
like
to
if
give
you
like
get
40-50%.
like for a small car, like a Peugeot 208, for instance, if you put in almost half of the down payment, if you push it to 4 or 5 years, you can get out of it with 2K a month. But that's for like the smallest car on the market that is, like nice, which is crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy. I think if you want to buy a car, the first time is always the hardest because you need some down payment.
Yeah.
But the next time you can just sell your car as a down payment. It will help you big time with the down payment. So the first time is the hardest. But let's assume, because you guys are probably, I mean, I know you had a car before. You might want to sell it for a little bit of money. Will help you tremendously with the down payment. But
so
for somebody like you, maybe who don't have a car that's gonna be the first one is gonna be a little steep. Yeah. But it gets easier.
But that's the thing. So I was thinking, again, to talk locally, I'm used to the idea of having the option to buy a car that was recently bought.
Like, that's the best.
1 year, 3 years, that has been leased, maybe. I see here that there's not a lot of leasing. It's only insurance companies. So you don't have a big market on leased cars. And also you don't have the after, well, the when you buy, how do you say occasion?
Used.
When you buy second-hand cars,
The
quality is not the same because obviously the usage here is a bit more
rough.
and you don't know the history of the vehicle. So, you don't know if it's been an accident or whatever.
That's it. So I'm left in a choice between either I go around my family or people that I know that are selling their cars. Luckily, there's a few options. And buying a new car, which for me is stupid because I know it loses its value right away. And for a first car
stupid, come on, man.
No, it's a bit stupid for me.
Oh my God.
Personally.
Je sens que quelqu'un dans le jugement. Don't judge.
No, I'm not judging by saying that. Just for myself, it's just that as a first car, I don't want to go. I would rather buy a new car that I want versus a new car that I need. So I need a car.
Point,
So I want to buy something that I will drive for a few years, maybe a year or two, and then flip it or whatever and buy whatever I want. And for now, I don't know about the driving here. So, and in certain cities, I can't drive at all. Like Casablanca, I won't even get in there. I'll probably take the cab from the entrance. So it's about these variables. I love Casablanca, but like driving's crazy. It's another driving license.
True.
But so it's just difficult to want quality and not have the option to find one at a good price. And then the more I think about it, the more I'm like, okay, I have to end up at the dealership so I can get the car I can take care of.
That's true. And it comes back again about the topic of what car should you buy and what car do you want to buy. Like you should pretty much buy a car that takes you from point A to point B. And many people say buy a French car like Peugeot, Renault, whatever. They are a little bit cheaper, but not as high quality. And usually German cars have a better reputation, like the Audis, the Mercedes, the BMWs, etc. But it's another price range. And then, of course, if you have money, then you can go fancy and go Porsches and Maserati, etc., which actually, the Maserati has been selling a lot.
They made some nicer designs.
They made some great designs and they lowered their prices.
Yeah, even they're more accessible. As well. Like they're way more accessible than you think they would be.
Yeah.
Like they're almost some in the same category are Volkswagen prices for Jaguar. So it's quite like what is the cheapest option that you know of here in Morocco as a new car?
Clio. Most successful Clio. The best sales.
How much is it?
That's a good question.
15,
around.
Yeah, I knew we needed a computer guy
around,
on this podcast.
I can give you like an average of the price. It's around 150. 150 it starts and it goes up to 200 for the maximum options. Blah, 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 right?
I think so. Let's in dollars it would be like 15 grand. Just so people can follow us.
Between
because
15 and 20,
in
right?
The US who follow us.
So take that. What would be the average first job for someone that works in a bank?
He would start with probably $800, maybe $900.
Between 6 and
Yeah.
and 1,000, right?
Yeah, like 15.
6 and
roughly.
1,000. So, do you see how like 6 and 1,000? That means that like
There's a big gap.
a
for
car, a first car, which is like entry level car, will take you 2 years salary,
Yeah, which is
full,
insane.
bro.
Yeah, but that's why people don't buy a. I mean, then
That's
there is a
crazy.
loan. You can ask for a loan.
Yeah,
and
but like
wait.
take the US,
Uh,
or take Europe, you didn't. If you put 2 years of your salary, let's take France. How much is the SMIC? Minimum salary.
it's
minimum wage is 1,500.
1,600 something like
Yeah,
that.
so for on a year it's 16, 17,000. You know what you get on 1 year? You get a brand new Toyota HRV
Yeah.
hybrid.
Yeah.
Here 2 years, you get the lowest of the lows.
So
It's crazy.
it is a big. I mean, there is a big gap between what you can afford and what you should be able to afford.
No, it's crazy.
For a salary. And when I tell I work a lot with French people, and when I tell them that, I don't know, the salaries are very, very low,
Mm-hmm.
but the food is also cheap. Like if you go to the
Everything's cheap.
supermarket, like the vegetables, like for $20, you will have a, like
People
a
gotta
full.
eat.
Yeah. So also like the cost of living is not that high, but some things are very expensive, including the alcohol. Crazy expensive.
Which is taxed.
Yeah, it's
You know,
overtaxed, and it's the same price as in New York. So a glass of whatever, whiskey or whatever, it would be the same price. And the cars also are out of reach for many people. Alcohol, it's fine, you cannot drink, cool. But you need a car to go to work, go on vacation, go to see clients,
Yeah.
etc. So
But I
big
think this
problem
is
there.
like really tied to what I kept hearing about as the luxury tax here in Morocco.
Yeah.
Yeah, but car,
Is that most
a Clio
people
is not a luxury.
No, it's not about. It's like the car is a luxury because most people in Morocco are just living like below the means that we know. Let's
Paycheck
say.
to paycheck,
A
etc.
paycheck
yeah.
to paycheck,
Yeah,
and
but the
even
car
like borrowing.
is. But
and
usually they have cars. Like and
yeah, but they have cars that their cousin can repair on the
Exactly.
roadside. They don't buy anything. That's why
Yeah. Of
Mercedes from the 90s is still worth, like if you buy old C-Class from
100%.
5 years ago, 10 years ago, it's going to be the same price as one from 20, 30 years ago
Yeah.
because that one is repairable.
Sure.
100%.
So the luxury of getting a brand new car or getting X and Y and Z that is considered a luxury if you want a clean gym, if
Yeah.
you want a clean apartment, it's like overpriced. And that's what my experience was the first time coming here. I rented an Airbnb. I'm like, who rents from you? Because I know that people here cannot afford what you're renting at. Because for me, it's expensive, and I come from Europe and I rent for cheaper there.
Yeah,
You know, so who are your customers?
It's a niche for sure.
Yeah, it's a super niche, and then there's the luxury tax that like keeps people away from spending, I guess, beyond their means.
Yeah.
You know, so I think
Yeah,
there's
but
a bit of that.
the
but I'm not
luxury
sure.
tax usually is shocking compared to Morocco. That means that, of course, maybe for a particular gym or maybe like small things, usually like when it's expensive, it's European prices or something like that.
Yeah.
Here for cars, we're talking double the price is there.
At
Like
the
that's
end,
what's
yeah.
like crazy. Like
But there's also like credit facilitations. We don't have credit laws as developed as there. For the dealerships to keep their prices the way they are, they use so many financial systems to get to
That's
operating a dealership. Whereas here, I don't know, but if I had to guess, that they have to like pay up front their flood or pay a considerable amount of the cars they bring in because they have to pass customs and they can't pass contracts through customs. They have to pass the product.
yeah, but I guess like I've been around many countries of different like levels of means and everything. Never seen anything like it.
Yeah, I guess there's a bit also of like putting
double
money in
the price
in
of
people's
Europe.
pockets.
That means that
Yeah.
I can come to Morocco. Like I live in the States, getting some cash ready. I'm like, I'm gonna go to Morocco, be the king of the world. Okay, buy this nice place. Boom. Do all this thing, buy this food, this water. Come to the car. Oh shit! I need to downgrade.
That's true.
You
That's
know,
true.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
But you upgrade on some things. I mean, you got some things that are cheap, and you got some things that are very expensive. Labor is very cheap if you get paid with the European wages or American wages. Rent is fairly cheap. I mean, a lot of things are cheaper, but you're right. Cars are the exception. With alcohol, which is
electronics as well.
Electronics,
but it's not double
perfumes also are a lot of people buy knockoff because it's just too much.
The prices change since some of the French manufacturers moved to Morocco.
Yeah, they moved to Kenitra. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there's like, but not that. I don't know. I not that much. It's still like more
like you don't. It's not visible.
No, because
yet.
it's still considered like the labor. They use the labor that is cheap, but they still like if you want to
like
buy
the only
it,
car
you don't
that
buy it
really
directly.
you felt like that was the Dacia brand.
Dacia made the cars very affordable, but before that, the Unos, Fiat Unos.
Yeah, the Fiat Unos.
We had them everywhere.
Yeah,
like
even the Palio.
Palio, Unos, like not cars that are very durable.
But did the job.
It did the job. You still see some Unos here and there, but it's like.
But how were those prices compared to Europe?
Like the Fiat Uno, like here, I remember brand new, you buy it for 6 or 7, and in Europe you buy it for a little bit cheaper, but not that much cheaper.
Oh, so it was cheaper even back then?
Yeah. I think so. And quick question for both of you. What is the car that you want to buy, and what is the car that you say, yeah, I should be reasonable and buy this one?
Do you want to go first?
That's not a quick question, man.
I have the quick answer
Like,
for this.
I'm not saying if money was no object. Considering your budget, you hesitate between two cars. This one is what I should buy because it's financially responsible. Okay, and this one is like, if I'm like when I'm in a good mood, I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let me go for this one.
Let's think about how I think about it right now.
Okay.
What I would ideally want right now, and I don't think I'm original with it, is a Tesla. Okay, so a Tesla Model S or Model 3 even, it would be what I would get.
Yeah, definitely.
The thing is, I'm not very trusting of the network of charging stations and stuff like that. And because I don't have any experience, maybe it's not a problem, I don't know. But the one that I would get now, that I'm looking at now, is the car my sister has in Canada, who's much younger than me. And I'm like, the Hyundai Tucson.
Well, it's a really
very
good car.
Yeah, it's reliable. I've driven it. I know what it looks like, and I'm always like this. I like
it's
to
a
go
compact
to
SUV.
sometimes.
It's good,
And I'm like, if I scratch that car, I have zero problems.
True.
You see
let me comment really quickly on the Tesla, because this is my dream car, and the Model Y, it's a little bit bigger. It's like a compact SUV one. Really cool. First of all, you can have a charger. Charging in Morocco is free. Let's put it this way first. You can charge. There are many gas stations who offer free charging. It's slower. It's not the supercharger that you can charge in 20 minutes. It would be more like 40-45 minutes. Yeah. Which, we
have that time difference in Morocco.
I mean,
we can take a little coffee.
We don't have any supercharger,
coffee,
but also like the range is very high. Like it's over 500, maybe 600-700 kilometers. Yeah. So technically, you're not gonna drive 700 kilometers without taking a break. You can just take a bathroom break, eat a sandwich, and then you can go for another 300-400 kilometers. So it does the job. You can have your supercharger at home, and it will cost you 500 euros to charge at home. So technically, yes, but we don't have Tesla's dealers here.
Okay.
You need to bring it from outside. You will pay the taxes, and it's a luxury car, and you will end up paying for the $35,000 car in the US. You will be paying here $50,000-$55,000.
Okay.
$1,000.
So again, luxury. Well, if you want what you want, then you gotta pay for it.
Yeah. So how about you, Reda?
Well, the car that I would like to have, if money was no. Well, money is still now. But the car that I would like to have is the same one that I have now, the new model, which is the Volkswagen Touareg.
Yeah.
But it's
your dad has it.
Yeah, my father has it.
It's a
I really like
car.
it. I really like it. But then the reason comes in, right? Yeah. The reason would be for my usage of a car and stuff. I should probably go for a smaller car and in the smaller car section, I have a reason and a passion. So in the smaller cars, I'm like, hybrid is the future, at least, or electric is the future. So I would go hybrid, and I'll probably look into the Toyota Yaris.
Yeah, Toyota
Right?
Yaris is hybrid, so it gives you the safety
Yeah.
of having gas.
Yeah, and I don't know. I like that car. It has a good vibe,
Dude,
right?
the car looks fantastic. I wish I could buy it.
For a small car, I
It's
think it's
sexy.
the best one.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is sexy for sure.
But then again, I have a dog,
yeah, you do.
so I need
A
to
big dog.
consider. Yeah, not that big, cute dog,
Big
It's a
enough.
big dog.
and I need
It's
to
not a
consider.
Chihuahua.
I need to consider the lifestyle as well.
Mhm.
And I kind of like the Jimny, the Suzuki Jimny,
Yes.
which is kind of like a Class G,
Yeah,
like a G-Wagon
But-
car
but smaller.
in the looks,
Yeah.
but like that you shrinked in the dryer, you know. And
So what's the downside of buying a Jimny?
well, it's a limited car on many levels, comfort, speed, things like that. But it's a chilled car, you know.
But what about the car being a Suzuki in Morocco?
I don't think it has that much of an impact because Suzuki, like parts are cheap. It's very mechanical.
But
It's not very.
it's true. It's Japanese, right? Japanese, I think. Japanese.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think the problem with Suzuki is that we don't see a lot of Suzukis around. So
Yeah, but for the models that are mechanical, you know, like
That's
it's not
true.
We
very
don't see
electric.
Suzuki
Yeah.
cars, but there's so many trucks and like
oh yeah,
Suzuki's
yeah,
all over
like
the place.
bikes, motorbikes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
trucks. Definitely. I think the other problem is that some people consider this as a priority on their list is the resale value.
Oh,
Oh,
They say,
yeah,
oh well, if I buy
100%.
this, how much can I resell it for? It doesn't gonna retain value. And
No.
a lot of people say that, for example, BMWs don't retain a lot of values. BMW and Mercedes are almost the same thing, like the same,
Yeah.
like
But
in the
for
same
some
group.
reason, Mercedes retains it and BMW
And you know
doesn't.
why? I think because in Morocco, a lot of grand taxi
Yeah.
they used to be Mercedes until recently
Yeah.
for many years. So it's almost like the best advertising for Mercedes. Look,
well,
they last forever.
You're saying that like that, but Mercedes used the Moroccan taxi drivers in their advertisements.
Oh, really?
Yes,
You never
because
saw that
yeah,
ad?
yeah,
It's
because it's like
amazing.
it's their identity. People are relying in Morocco. People are relying on
Yeah.
40, 50-year-old cars
Well,
still rolling today.
Yeah.
So
What
for
I
their
meant by
brand,
really, yeah.
it means a lot. Yeah.
I meant like Mercedes did not contact Moroccans and said, "Hey, Moroccan government's okay. Let me offer you a great deal, and all your taxis will be."
No, it didn't happen like that.
But yeah, they use them after effect.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
after for sure, for sure. So
and it's crazy.
I think it's branded in our heads that Mercedes are reliable, and some people say BMWs are not as much. But
Maybe
technically,
because
we don't really
the
know.
Sport is the sport side of things. Like people that usually have BMWs, except on the last years where it became like the luxury car, not the sports car.
Yeah.
I think it's also the way you drive it,
That's it.
how it wears out and stuff like that.
I have a theory,
Yeah.
which is basically the price you're saying, like the how it conserves value over time. It's very related to the state of the car.
Yeah.
So if like I think for Mercedes, we could tell as an exception, it's basically well built. We'll
Yeah,
just,
we can
we'll
assume
just
that.
assume
yeah.
It is.
it's well built,
And
and if
usually-
it's well maintained, it will stay.
And usually, when you have a Mercedes, you maintain it. Well.
And
Yeah.
you're even if you're young, you're an old grandpa. Doesn't matter. If you're on BMW, you like sports, so
Yeah.
you're ripping it, and the car is designed for that.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
So just we were saying before, like each car has different personalities, or you can guess people's personalities by seeing the car. This is what it is. So basically, BMW will be a much younger, much sportier guy. And then you can have a BMW that's a bit older, that's going to be worth more than a Mercedes because the owner took care of it.
Yeah.
And it's just like how people take care of their cars.
But you know, in Morocco, the C class for Mercedes
yeah.
is very popular,
Yeah.
right? And the BMW 3 Series is also very popular. And I feel like they're almost the same price, I think.
Yes.
If you want to be more reasonable, you would buy a Mercedes. If you want to have more fun, you will buy the 3
Exactly,
series,
and you
3
see
series.
in the aftermarket, when you see in the used cars market, you will realize that you have some cars, regardless the brand, mint condition, priced very close to what they bought it for.
Yeah.
And in general, what you see well, from my experience in Canada, like BMWs are like shit. And
the Mercedes and
Audis
BMWs are expensive.
even worse because Audis are the accessible option when you want a BMW. And people rip them, so you have A8 L, super limousine with a fridge in the back, but for like $5,000, and you're like, where's the catch? And everything inside is broken because the guy ripped it.
Yeah, interesting, because Mercedes in the US are considered luxury, and even an old C-Class you would buy it for premium money. Yeah, because it's considered luxury. So Mercedes, like they call it Merc, it has like some kind of aura around it. So it's
Silver
inherently a little more expensive.
It's foreign cars. We drive
hybrid
Ford.
is the shit. I think we have more and more. Did you see? Let's close with this, unless you have something else.
Yeah.
But did you see the mailman? What they are driving recently?
Here in Morocco?
Yeah.
They're driving those Aperi cubes.
These lavash curie.
Those,
What are those?
Okay,
like
so
new,
very, very cool car. I'm almost ashamed.
He's obsessed with them, man.
I'm almost
Look
ashamed.
at his size. When you're gonna see it, you're gonna be like,
I'm
what?
almost ashamed, but I really wanted that car.
Okay.
It made no sense at all. So it's called Citroën Ami.
Oh, it's built here.
Yes, it's built in Kenitra. Absolutely. So it's a small cube car.
Yeah.
And it's 100% electric. I think the top speed
It's
is 45, I think 45 kilometers per hour.
Really?
So it's really slow.
It's like the speed of a bicycle at
well,
full
yeah,
speed.
exactly. See how cute it is?
Yeah.
And it's built in, and if you
bro,
listen,
I would
love
pay to see you in this car.
I love it. If you look at inside, like the doors, they made them like both opens in the opposite way because they made the exact same door. So they try to cut.
Like in industrial design, they optimized.
So very cool. It doesn't have any radio. But it has an installation for your phone to use it as a speaker if you want to have an external speaker. Anyways,
Citroën.
Man, you would get into this car, you would wear it like a t-shirt. But
dude, I love it. I love
Oh my
it.
God.
It's slow, and a friend of mine told me, but who are they targeting with it exactly? Like you can only stay inside the city.
Yeah. So
the range is like 80 kilometers.
But you said the answer to this question
it's a great promotional vehicle.
It's a great service vehicle.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of service vehicles.
Almost like the Red Bull. You know how the Red Bull they have like promotion cars.
Well,
I
they
think
have Mini Coopers. Yeah. But this is more like we see a lot of new brands. The names are flying away, but there's a lot of new brands that are creating, like Amazon partnered with Ren, something like it starts with an R, with this company that is now used as the main delivery vehicle for Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Which is fully electric, has a lot of tech inside.
Domino's as well did it here with the.
It's a service vehicle.
They have like a small one-seater vehicle as well. Domino's.
Oh yeah, it's like
Peugeot maybe or
I guess
Peugeot,
Citroën again.
Citroën. No, not Citroën. I'm sorry. It's I don't know.
I think
like
it's
Losange.
Renault.
Renault,
yeah,
okay.
It's
a Renault something with one-seater. These cars that are petroleum, they go a little bit faster, but these are really cute.
But this one is fully electric, right?
Fully electric, and you charge it with like it's almost like
with the wall plug.
It's exactly.
Okay.
It's like you roll it, and it's like you plug in your TV.
So
or
a
whatever.
super accessible car for people that need a car and don't matter about the speed and the luxury.
The price in France is I think 6,000 euros.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like buying an electric scooter.
Yeah,
but,
a little more. Yeah, you have you can have a 2-seaters, and it's it's for small villages. If you live in a small village and you just need to get around.
It's a city golf cart.
But it's like something we didn't touch on this podcast. But basically everything, like we're talking about buying cars, but the economy is going towards like renting cars, like Uberizing transport.
Sure.
And that's the same thing that we touched on this. Is basically instead of having cars that are repurposed, you have cheaper
like a
cars.
zip car, you can just drop it almost like
because they're cheaper to
yeah.
design because they're functional. Versus we're fucking complicated people, and they have to satisfy the customers and give them like exactly what they need.
But I think that
package.
Elon Musk talks about this a lot. Like, why do we have a car in our possession and we don't use it 90% of the time? It stays in a parking lot, in our office, in a parking lot, in our house, etc. But I think people love to possess things.
Of course.
So that goes against human nature.
Because it has also like
personal feelings, like
status side as well for a lot of people.
But I think he's looking at it more from a sense like you have real estate. Sometimes when you have means, you buy a house that's nice and you rent it out. This is going to be the same. You're going to buy a Tesla Model S, probably not the one you drive every day because you're too proud for that, but you're going to have one working for you and making you more money, and that's kind of where he's bringing cars into an asset instead of liability, which it has always been.
And like Reda said yesterday, and obviously it's a clear.
What did I say? Tell me before.
Buying a car is a depreciation asset, like away. You drive it off the parking lot, you're already losing 20%. Like, just because it's not brand new anymore, even though it's still like so. A Tesla, etc. People say that it depreciates a lot less. Some people say it appreciates because of the rarity of the car.
Well, right now you can sell.
You can sell it for almost as much as you bought it for, and the cars keeps getting updates, so it increases the value of the car. Whereas like any other car in the world, you buy it.
It's not the same depreciation.
Yeah, the curve is very aggressive for the other cars. It's a little bit less aggressive. Tesla is the shit. I wish I could buy one, but I agree with you a little bit. Like, money-wise, I'm hesitant big time, but also
hashtag get Jawad Tesla.
Listen, if you get me a Tesla,
Jawad and Tesla, and maybe you as well. If we
what? I will settle for Citroën Ami.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's do that challenge, guys. Let's all get to.
Listen, we will do a GoFundMe Citroën Ami for the podcast. I will put.
You go to www.kaka.com.
All right, guys. Thank you for being here. Please follow, share, like, follow
subscribe.
us also on Apple Podcasts.
Like.
What is the other thing?
Love, eat, pray.
Exactly. Love, eat, pray. Follow us. Give us some likes, and we will see you next time.
All right, guys. See you soon.